Hi, my name is Daniel Wiedler. In this video I will demonstrate the steps to create articulation maps as described in the document that you can download for free, How to Articulation Maps. I just show how to create them and also to use them in Cubase. The first tool I use is Articulation Text Key Switch Generator, as described here in the documentation, as a general term, but as there are different documents for strings and brass, they have individual names. We see that later on. So let's start first. I just show the principle in a document that is called Articulation Maps Vienna Synchron String Pro, and I show it on the example of the second violins. But first let's just describe the general principle. When I open the HMI of Synchron's strings, the second violin here, we see that it's actually a software, it's a tree. The structure is tree based. So if I have short notes, we have staccato and different kinds of staccato, bold, agile, and so forth. For this one, the first note, we have basic key switches, C1, C2, A0, which applies to the first line here. As you go down, a half note is added to the key switch. So if this width would be C1, C sharp 1, D1 and so forth. And trills, that example we are going to into the detail later on, this is actually on G1. And all these numbers here in Vienna instruments, these all apply if the middle C is defined as C4. We see here on the keyboard C4 for Vienna instruments is C4 is the middle C. But for example, in Cubase, middle C is defined as C3. So we have to correct that by an octave. So actually the trills would be G0, and for example the second for the half tone, or this would be C1. So if you apply key switches, then we would actually, in Cubase, we would have the correct key switches. Let's see what that is all about. So we see the short notes, we have C1, staccato, C2, and here A0. So in the document here, actually this articulation generator, with this name here for strings. As an example, we select the first one. We have short notes, staccato short and bold. As can be seen here, short notes, staccato, bold, with these base key switches. So this is a text, and here are the key switches. This is defined for middle C being C4. So actually the results of all the names are here in this. Short, staccato short, and bold. The corresponding key switches are C0, C1, A-1. So actually just an octave lower than this one, because Cubase has a middle C as C3. Here it is defined in the definitions tab that middle C is C3. Let's see again. This is all the definition if we have C3. If we had other definitions, for example, a DAW that the middle C is defined as C4, I think Logic has such a thing, but Logic has other problems. We see here all that is corrected, C1, C#1, etc., as here defined. But we have to correct this one because I use Cubase. Let's go back, definitions, this one. Okay, now we have again what we want here. So now this has been done for the strings, and we have a lot of articulations for violin too. You see, about 150 or 140, something like that. So all the green ones. Now the task is now to transfer this information into another tool in order to generate articulation maps. This is just a text generator and a generator that concatenates all these key switches. So we have to take these results, the text and the results of the key switches, into another tool. This highly recommended tool is called X-DAW Articulation Maps Editor by the company Audio Grocery. Described in my documentation. So now we first somehow copy-paste the text we have seen here. Okay. For this one we have this X-DAW, and this comes with the, oh sorry, we cannot see that, optical character recognition on the top. Screenshot, then you go here, the cursor changes, you see. We just take the first part, then it takes a few seconds. Okay, now we have it. Copy all text. It copies into the buffer. We go back to this one and we just paste it. Wow, that's it. If you want, you can assign a color. Let's say yellow. Okay. That's all done. You do that for all the green results of the text, but then individually you have to define the key switches. I don't see another way to do it manually, sorry about that, but the tool, I don't see how to do it differently. So with the first key switch we see here will be then the C0, the first key switch here. Double click C0. Okay, the next one would be C1. C1, return. And we have another one, but it's not here visible. There's another tab, we can see it here. Here you have another 3 possibilities. We just need one. This, the A minus 1. That's the key switch. That's all for this. Once again, C0, C1, A minus, and so forth. You can go on. You can switch here. Maybe you go to another one. Here we have the short ones. Now we have the long notes. We go to optical character recognition on the top. Again, you take maybe a part of this one. Sometimes it's too much for the tool to scan everything. By the way, in this tool there is also an editor. You can correct problems if there are problems from the scanning process. If you have corrected everything, fine. Then copy all text. We go to the tool again and paste it. Control V. Wow, done. Now here you can select that. You give them maybe another color, blue or red or whatever. And again here you would then apply different key switches as defined here from the generation tool. When everything is done, I'll just show you how it looks. You can load these articulations. Second violin I have done already. I don't want to save the existing one. It has been loaded now. So about 140 or more articulation just for the violin 2. We focus on maybe one of the long, but above all above the trill whole tone. That's the one we want to go in further detail. Okay, you can save that to the same location we have just loaded it. This is extensions for this tool, X-DAW, a special one from Audio Grocery. But we have to save it as well for Cubase. These articulation maps are called expression maps in Cubase. You have here the tabs Logic and Cubase. I work with Cubase. Then you go here on the floppy. Okay, the Cubase, that's important. And then floppy. And then you save it where you want. Cubase, that's already here, and you have Cubase. Then you can define new folders. I define it Vienna Instruments, Synchron, string here, but I have also brass, so String Pro, and I have saved it here. We don't do that because I've already done it. So the expression maps, articulation maps, or synonymously called expression maps for Cubase, are here. Okay, so the creation is done now, and now we want to use it. How do you use it? We go back to Cubase. Here you can load. You can load the Synchron String second violin. So you have loaded it in your Cubase. This is kind of a global memory. I don't see it how to distinguish between different channels, but all the expression maps are here. So you load it here, it has it here. And then you go back to a channel. We have here the violins 2, and with the this one, the notes here. Let's suppose we have none, no map, expression maps. So we load it. We load here the Vienna instrument Synchron strings violin, the second violin here, this one. So you have it here. And then once loaded for this channel, you can just select whatever you want. Like this one, we go just, yeah, why not? Just a short one. We go here, just do something else. Just a long, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't take the first time, you have to run it 2 times. Okay, now we just go here. We say, well, we have a long one, we have a long note, just a long normal, just normal long. You see the second always is taken. From here on, everything is fine. Long note. Okay, or we take the first one. The staccato, just the first, we have seen in the example when we explained the articulation generator. Now it comes. Okay, and this one we want to trill whole tone. So here are all the articulation for the violins here. We go down, 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 down. Where is it? Further. Here, trill whole tone. Staccato, and then we can see if we stay here, just trill, whole tone, and for this one, short note, staccato, short, bold. And this should be actually reflected in the HMI, the human machine interface we will just see. I just let it run and we will see what happens. I show you now the HMI, human machine interface. Short notes, staccato, staccato short, and bold. That was the example on top. Short notes, staccato short, bold, with these key switches. And we would, and the key switches we would see down here. They are. And the notes themselves we see here. And now, trill, whole tone. Trill is G here, but not G1 because of middle C being defined as D3. We have G 0. Let's see. Where is it? We go down. Trill, whole tone here. Trill, whole tone is a text. G0, C sharp 1. C sharp. Yes, it is C sharp, but not C2 sharp. It's C sharp. It's C1, C sharp 1, because of the middle C defined as D3. Okay, I think you got an idea what it's all about, the process to generate articulation maps. More precisely, in Cubase, they are called expression maps. Thank you very much. I think it will save you a lot of time when produce music with Cubase expression maps, if you can use these tools as well. This one is free for download, and you can adapt and modify them at your wish, whatever tool you use, whatever library you use. Thank you very much.